So last year I went on a trip to New Mexico. My wife is from New Mexico, so she showed me around, and we had a really fun time. I was able to see the state and explore it through a different lens, and I actually got into quite an adventure. My mother-in-law, she knows that I shoot film, so she actually gave me her old camera. This is the Canon, which I actually showed in my last video. The Canon Rebel 2000. She didn't use it anymore. It was an old camera of hers. So she gave it to me, and it's a really awesome camera. I'm really happy with it. I took it to my Africa trip, if you saw that video. And she gave it to me with a roll of a Kodak 400, the Kodak Ultramax. So the roll you are about to see is actually my first go ever at using this camera. We started the trip exploring the area. First we went to Bear Mountain. The picture is nice, but I just love the colors. I think the Kodak Ultramax really gets those warm tones. It was a really sunny day, as you can see. So it's, it's pretty impressive that on a sunny day, harsh lights, hitting the camera, hitting the lens, the picture turned out really well. So if I ever shoot on really sunny days again, I'm probably going to use Ultramax. But yeah, I really like the colors, especially in this picture as well. I love the green of the cactus in this picture and the red flowers in the background. And also the cactus is pretty beautiful. I was told while I was there that apparently cacti, they take like 100 years to grow an arm. So this one must be around 100 or 150 years old. There's something about the way film captures the textures of the desert. The colors out there are vibrant, harsh, and beautiful. While we were there, we played a lot of pickleball. My brother-in-law, he really likes pickleball and tennis and stuff, so I took this picture. I think I got like on a pole, top of a pole or something. So we had to like stretch my arms out like this and try to take the picture. And it turned out pretty well, surprisingly. So like I said, this is my wife's hometown, so she showed me around and we went to her high school. This is a picture that I took of the high school track that I was going for something a bit more abstract. And I like the way it looked. I like the colors, I like the leading lines. It turned out well, I like it. On our way there, we saw this Lutheran church and I saw the sign for it. And it's not a great picture, obviously. I was trying the camera out and trying to figure out the settings and all that. I think it's missing a subject. It's probably missing something next to the sign to make it a bit more interesting. While I was there, the trip took a really interesting turn because of my father-in-law. He is a border patrol agent, so he's basically like, what's his name? The DEA guy in Breaking Bad. I can't remember his name now. Mike? What is it? I can't remember. Anyways, he goes around looking for trafficking, trying to find the guys who are doing it, stop them, obviously. It's a really interesting job, really hands-on, he's risking his life. But then we went to like the area where he works, which was Peloncillo Mountain, or that's one of the areas where he works. And I took this picture of him while we were hanging out. So he was showing me how he and his team work and how they find tracks, how they search for movement in the area. Seeing signs like this out in the middle of the beautiful desert really grounds you in the reality of the region. So I'm glad that there's people like my father-in-law willing to protect others. This area of the desert is full of ghosts of the past, you could say. We drove around and we found this abandoned ghost town. So I really like the way that mountain looks, but I thought that on its own maybe it was going to be a bit empty. So I walked into the bushes so I could include this broken down building in the frame. The wildest thing we found came later when we went up this mountain, and it was totally unexpected. We was just exploring and we found the entrance to this abandoned cave, this abandoned mine. We ventured into this completely abandoned cave system, but as we walked deeper into the cave, you can see like the original wooden rail tracks and tunnels branching off, going straight up into the mountain. And then we found this. We found animal remains like legs and ribs hanging from a wooden post. And I'm guessing that the old miners used it. They used to tie the meat up here on the cool air so that it would dry and it would make the meat last longer. And I'm guessing they would eat it during their breaks deep underground. And it felt like walking into a history museum or like a horror movie. It was kind of creepy. So I did all the stuff on my phone. I took all the videos on my phone. That's why the quality is terrible, but I thought I would try with the camera. The Canon has a built-in flash, but I hadn't really figured out how to use it yet. So the picture turned out terribly, as you can see. But, at least I have a negative of going into that cave. And then we went back out of the cave, and I saw this crow sitting on a fence. It was a pretty big crow. So as any film photographer knows, you win some, you lose some, right? Some pictures turn out good, you're happy with them, and some turn out terrible. This picture, this one specifically, I don't know exactly what happened with it, but it looks like the film was scratched. So I read that that can happen if you get like some sand or some dirt stuck in the inside of your camera, and whenever you're rolling the roll, it scratches against it as it advances. And yeah, in the desert, you gotta be careful with the dust. If it gets into your camera, it can be ruined, and if it gets into your lens, this one also turned out pretty terrible. So that massive red thing going across is obviously a light leak, and it completely ruined the shot. I'm guessing this happened because I was probably messing with the camera and I maybe opened it by accident, or the rubber seals just weren't good enough. But yeah, if you're buying a vintage camera on eBay, you should always check the foam door seals first. Towards the end of the trip, we went to the beautiful, breathtaking White Sands, or the White Sands National Park. And it was gorgeous. It's a beautiful place. It's like an endless white desert. The sand was really cold though, I remember that. Because we took our shoes off, and yeah, my feet were freezing by the end of it. But the problem when it comes to photography with this area is that you have all of this light bouncing off the sand. So taking a picture, the sensor on your camera thinks that you're pointing at the sun. So it's going to tell you to increase the shutter speed, right? So keeping that in mind, I lowered the shutter speed a little bit. But anyways, I ended up overexposing it, like in this picture that I took of my wife. It's completely overexposed because I just made a mistake in the terms of exposing it. So yeah, White Sands on a bright sunny day is a masterclass in learning how to manually meter for shadows. But when you get it right, it looks pretty good. You can play a lot with silhouettes because of how much light there is in the area. So I went down this dune and I took this picture of my wife's family. And it makes a cool picture. It's a nice family memory. But when it gets good at White Sands for photography is when the sun sets. That's when the magic happens. It was so cinematic because they came out of, up a dune, out of the horizon. So I took this picture of them as they were walking around. I mean, it's definitely one of my favorites from this roll. So yeah, if you ever visit White Sands, this is the lesson I learned. Save your pictures for golden hour. The harsh glare disappears, the white sand turns into shades of pink and blue, and the soft light gives you these incredibly cinematic shadows. New Mexico is a beautiful state. It's the land of the enchantment. I actually got this hoodie from my mother-in-law while I was there, so thank you. If you made it this far, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite picture, if you liked any of them. If you've ever been to White Sands, did you take pictures while you were there? What was your experience like? Next video I'm making is going to be about a trip that I took to the Polar Circle in Tromsø, Norway, which is the north of Norway. Beautiful place, beautiful pictures, so subscribe if you want to see it. And yeah, thank you for being here and thank you for watching. Yeah, in the desert, you gotta be careful with the dust. So yeah, in the desert, because so yeah,